First of all, from the government side, formally I would like to warm welcome and thanks to uh, the Niti Aayog team headed by Honorable Member Professor Ramesh Chandji and the entire team. All of you are aware, sir, that Honorable Chief Minister nowadays in any forum he takes a lot of pride in talking about APCNF, and he himself has given us a vision for the next 5 years to extend APCNF to 40% of the area of the state. He has done that because he strongly believes that APCNF is good for the state, good for the farmers. So I would like to share with the team my own personal experience. This is my second term as Special CS Agriculture. 5 years back, I took over from Vijay Kumar sir. When he retired, I became his successor as secretary in the department. So after 5 years, I've come back. And I had the briefings by both my department and advisors. In the departmental briefing after 5 years, I found exactly there was no change. What I heard 5 years back, I heard exactly the same. And 5 years back, there was no farmer in the presentation. 5 years later, the departmental presentation had no farmers. Page 1 or slide 1 to the last slide, 50th slide, it was only about crops. And the briefing I had with sir was, the first slide was about the type of farmers, the land holdings, categories of farmers. And the second slide was about the SC farmers, the ST farmers. So it is the concern of the farmer. So I would classify the chemical farming and natural farming. The difference I see is that in chemical farming, everything revolves around crops. And in natural farming, everything revolves around the farmer. And therefore, the outcomes are different. The approaches are different. And in the departmental, last 2-3 years when I was secretary, and now the last 5-6 months, our whole worry is about, about again the crops. Whether it is tomato, onion, or paddy, the farmer comes next. I think what Vijay Kumar sir has really, I would say, the big change that he has brought about in the approach, that led to the discovery of all this. We are actually, as sir says, nature has a way of doing things, and natural farming, by very definition, we are moving closer to nature, and therefore, in my knowledge as a scientist, I am myself a mechanical engineer. I feel, intuitively that natural farming need not explain science, because the very fact that it is moving towards mimicking nature, it is actually moving towards more science. And whoever does exactly the opposite. And I feel chemical farming is all about moving away from nature. And therefore, I personally feel it's the other science which has to explain why it is moving out of science, and it's not natural farming which has to prove anything. It is happening naturally. If you go and see a field, and if you And if the perception of the farmers is that their health is increasing, it is, why do we have to prove anything there? Why do we have to show any scientific coding there? Because wherever the science and scientific thing is coded, and there are tragedies that are occurring. There are, in fact, one report says from 95 to 2024, 4 lakh farmers have committed suicide. That is a fact. And most of them are tenant farmers, small and marginal farmers. So, and chemical farming is actually saving the farmers because the whole focus is on them. Why otherwise would an ATM model evolve? Because it is from the ATM is from a farmer perspective. It is for the farmer. He has to get income every day. In chemical farming, the cycle of cash flow is maybe in a year it's twice when he harvests the crops and sells. And nobody thought of doing anything about it, and then therefore, as we all know that in the 60s, that scientific paradigm was important, and therefore that science is evolved, and in the 80s and 90s, when that started affecting the environment, the new paradigm scientifically also, naturally also has to be born, and therefore agroecology has evolved. And I keep telling sir, the best thing about APCNF is that every day there is something new. Every day there is something new to learn. Everybody learns. And the first presentation of Vijay Kumar sir I've seen in 2017, 18 and now the 2024, it's completely different. But the presentation of the department looks the same. There's no, science has to evolve as we encounter problems. We have to find solutions, and I think in chemical farming, as I've said, we got stuck some kind of in a time warp. We got stuck in a time warp, and I think natural farming can be seen as something that is showing how actually the evolution to happen. Morning, sir. I am grateful to you. In fact, sir has shared an article which he has written recently, which has got published in EPW, wherein he actually, has written that taking into account in the context of food safety for the whole nation, because that is a fear. Everybody says if you move to organic or natural farming, and quoting the example of Sri Lanka, people say that there is a fear because there is a drop in yield and therefore will the food security get affected. Sir, I think he is the first maybe agroeconomist to have actually said, in the paper he has said that there is absolutely no harm in trying to put aside 20-30% of the area for natural farming. You still have both food safety and an alternative solution. I think you must be the only person who's thinking in that direction. We are grateful to you, and I think that will put everything in a perspective, because that the moment anybody talks about natural farming or organic, the fear, everybody says it's good, but the fear that will it affect the food. I think your article and your articulation will definitely help not just Andhra but other states to look at natural farming in a more positive way, and actually initiate the process. Lastly, sir, as Chaudhary Sahab just now mentioned, But the key in Andhra, the key to success is the women farmers, and I think uh, it didn't happen just like that. In fact, Vijay Kumar sir leveraged the social capital which he himself built over a period of 20 years, and that's the strength that Andhra Pradesh state has, which I think if I can name, I think it's only states like Bihar and Kerala which have similar social capital built over the period of time. But that is essential. I mean, natural farming uh, didn't initiate the formation of these groups. The groups exist. We just leveraged that strength. And my own experience being involved in that SHG movement is that women have. I keep saying it, women have a totally different DNA to men, and that what emerges from that DNA is first they think about the family, then they think about the larger society, much more than men think of. Men essentially come from a very, very selfish kind of intuitiveness, but whereas women always think about not them first, but about even if the husband beats her, she first thinks about him, children, family, and then the larger society. And therefore, I myself, in different departments, I was in PR, Panchayati Raj, I use them for, any task that you give, they do it, extremely efficiently and with a lot of integrity, with a lot of commitment. And therefore, I'm not surprised that our APCNF, with their involvement, has reached this stage, and it will reach whatever way we facilitate it, because the core, because it revolves around this, this kind of social capital, and therefore, I think one thing that you should insist on other states to, if they have to replicate natural farming to a scale. You are actually bang on when you said the scaling happens only because of the way it is done in AP, and that is through the CRP methodology and using women CRP. There is no other way to do it, and therefore other states, that will be the biggest limiting factor. If they don't have this kind of a social capital, I don't know, it may take years for you to really scale to the kind of scale that AP has achieved in less than 7-8 years. So I'll stop here, sir, and I once again like to thank you on behalf of the entire government of AP for your leadership and for the teams spending quality time of 2 days with us, and in a very involved kind of state, because I've seen the way all of you have interacted with the key stakeholders, and I'm grateful for the feedback that you have given. It gives us a lot of hope, and also it will be an inspiration for us to take it to the